Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Dawn Patrol. I'm Cliff Krieger, your host. I'm joined by Regina Faticanti, who's going to be here for the full hour.
Good morning.
And how are you doing, Regina?
I am well, and how are you?
I think I've got a cold, a runny nose at least.
Eileen Delrossi.
Well, Eileen Delrossi's calling in. Is she coming in?
No,
Oh, so she's not going to be here.
no. Hello, Eileen? I'm going to try and get a mic.
Over the phone.
I'm going to try and get a microphone for you.
Here, take this one.
Morning, Regina.
Good morning. How are you, Eileen?
You know, living La Vida Loca.
Yep, I know. I hear you.
Yeah. Is that loco like in loco?
And like Loco and La Cabeza, crazy in the head.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're expecting Corey Robinson in an hour.
Oh, awesome.
John Curtis, too?
Now, didn't John Curtis not make it last time I was here?
Must be something about you, Regina.
That's what I'm starting to think. I'm starting to get a little, concerned about this.
So
I don't think it's anything to do with you, Regina.
Okay.
Thursday.
Have you ever met him in person?
I think I've met him once.
Oh.
And because he's the, excuse me, he's the person from the state police, former state police trooper, right?
No,
No.
Oh, then I haven't met him.
that's Dennis Galvin.
Okay, no, I haven't met him.
Thursday evening, the U.S. national debt was $37.527 trillion, up about $20 billion from 5 days ago.
That's not good.
Low 64, high of 77, thunderstorms, rain on Sunday too.
You know, it's supposed to be super humid today.
Be beautiful.
All right.
Beautiful. Hey, I'm taking Anthony and his little brother to the Red Sox game tonight. It should be a good one.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Yeah, they
It'll be dry.
Yes, that's what I'm hoping. They said it's supposed to cool down a little tonight and it's supposed to
Okay.
be nice.
So wear sweatshirts.
Cliff, can you push the microphone away from the phone about 2 inches? Thank you.
That was my fault. So hopefully it'll be high and dry.
Yes, and hopefully they'll be able to clinch the wild card tonight. That's the other
Oh.
exciting thing.
That would
Yes.
be wonderful.
Yes. We got free tickets the last time we went because we signed up at Red Sox Nation, so they give the kids a free ticket.
Oh, that's incredible. That's a great way to
Yeah.
drag their parents back to the game.
Yeah, it
They're not
is.
stupid.
It is.
So, in 1789, George Washington, on this day, appointed Thomas Jefferson the first U.S. Secretary of State.
Those were brilliant men.
Yes.
The people who sat around and wrote our Constitution. And let's remember what they argued. Oh, they argued vociferously, but they didn't hate one another. Then they went to the tavern and had a beer at the end of the day.
But it just proves they've been giving out jobs since 1776.
Pardon me, John?
The federal government's been giving out jobs since 1776.
Yes, they've been giving out jobs since. These people sat, argued, wrote, and we're still friends.
As they do
Yes.
now.
Whoa,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
They're still, it's camera action.
Okay.
In 1918, during World War I, the Meuse-Argonne offensive began, which would last until the total surrender of German forces on 11 November
What year?
1918.
So World War I.
Yes.
Them be the olden days.
When you review the tape, you'll see I said that.
I'm not going to review the tape, Cliff. I'm just.
I want to get to the next one, 1933.
Yeah. Gangster Machine Gun Kelly surrenders to the FBI. He shouts out, "Don't shoot, G-men," which became a nickname for the FBI.
So I always
Agents.
wondered where that came from. I had no idea, so now we know.
Well,
Wait,
now,
and I want to know, do all these characters reincarnate? Because now there's a Machine Gun Kelly that's a rapper.
Right, and he likes to cheat on his baby mama, Megan Fox.
Oh, who would cheat on Megan Fox?
No kidding, right?
Right?
That's what I say. But to each his own.
well, this G-Men business goes into today. Because now, when you watch one of these NCIS, FBI, LMNOP shows,
Right?
they say, government agent.
Yes, so that you know it's not local police, state police. So I saw,
Isn't a cop's a government agent?
yes, I saw my second ICE raid this week. My ICE arrest.
Wow.
I am 2 for 2 now in Lowell.
It's terrible. What would you do if they pulled you over and they pulled you out of the car?
Can we
I would
talk
show
about
them
this
my
for
ID.
1 second?
Yeah, they don't
Cliff?
care.
Is that okay with you?
Well, I would
anyway.
say, here's my driver's license.
They don't care. You're going anyway.
Here's my info.
Hang on, Eileen. It's the Regina and John show right now.
Here's my info, and then I answer the questions.
They don't care. There's no questions. Put your hands behind your back and get in that van.
And you're right, very
They
scary.
take no questions. They don't care about your right. You've been targeted. They got you. Get in the back of the van.
So what's interesting is that.
Wait,
they-
where do they dispose of the body?
They're not killing anybody.
No, they're not, they're probably taking them out to Jersey or someplace.
Except sadly down in Texas or Philadelphia, wherever they had them. I think it was Texas.
Texas.
But there was some nut was shooting them.
So they probably would very soon find out that Regina is here, born here, raised here. Grandparents came from came from Europe. But you're right, it's interesting. What's interesting is that someone told these G-men that Centerville's the home to a lot of Guatemalans who work in the trades. And so they drive the big panel vans with the ladders on top. And so the first ICE arrest was that van being pulled over. The second one, I think people were walking when they arrested them. I didn't see a vehicle.
Wow.
As far as
Okay.
I know, they're targeted by their cell phones.
Oh, okay, John, explain that to me,
I know where your cell phone is.
right?
If I'm a G-man, and I put your phone number in the computer system, it tells me exactly where you are.
But how do I know somebody who's not be legal, their phone number? Because they probably have a burner phone, which they bought at Walmart, and they put money on it.
Yeah.
So,
So we have voice technology, the NSA
NSA, yep,
has voice technology
okay,
that knows what your voice sounds like.
yes,
You can
absolutely.
go buy all the burner phones you want,
Okay,
and the computer will find you.
okay, that's good, I did not know that, thank you. All right,
There's your answer.
okay,
All right, Eileen. There's a
Eileen?
short break for you.
Okay, so yes, what Regina was saying about the panel vans, the long white vans with the ladders on top.
Yes.
They're being targeted specifically. So last Saturday morning, my friend lives up in the Sewin, right off of 110, and he was telling me first thing in the morning, they woke up and they heard, stop, freeze, freeze, and then they looked outside and they saw a bunch of Ecuadorians running from the van, and it was ICE chasing after them, and they must have got away from them, and because they told them that car is now considered an abandoned vehicle, and so later on, I guess, friends of his from Manchester had come down and had AAA make a key because they just left the truck in front of my friend's house. And friends who are roofers from Manchester, New Hampshire, called AAA and had the E-Key company come and make a new key. They were saying how the guy's been there and good friends with him for 25 plus years. They took his passport and all his identification and everything out of the vehicle. And my first thought was, somebody having a passport kind of speaks volumes,
Yes, I
right?
would agree.
Because you went
Yes.
through some sort of system,
you went through some sort of check, absolutely, yes.
right?
So-
And then, so they were just saying how they took the mother and deported her back to Ecuador, and the little girl was with the babysitter, and the dad had to get back, so they were trying to just help the dad by at least getting the truck. So, like, I feel like they're overdoing it, but at the same time, there's no way to mediocre do it or underdo it either. They have to come in hot at this point, right, because of the severity of the illegal crimes that have happened. But then again, we're coming home from, I'm picking up Anthony, and we see, and it took me a second to even put it together, unmarked car with the cruiser on it pulled over a car, and Anthony was like, Mom, is that ICE? I was like, wait, that's a long white truck with ladders, and these are men with black on, and I was like, it is, Anthony, so they're totally targeting those vans.
So I think in the case of the van in McDonough, excuse me, they probably were looking for the people in the van. Because the people in the van, as you said, scattered, right?
Yes.
So I know that there are a couple of places in Lowell where workers congregate, day workers. One of them's in Lower Belvedere, I'm not going to say where, and I have seen workmen pull up in their trucks and take, you, get in the truck, let's go work for the day. I have seen that on multiple occasions. You can go to a Home Depot, a Lowe's, and you can see the same thing.
Hey, Cliff, do we have on your agenda today that the rumor that the Israelis killed Charlie Kirk?
No.
Understood.
That's a terrible rumor.
There's video.
Yeah, but video can be AI produced.
There's video.
Okay.
All right, so you've discussed it,
There's a rumor out there that
discussed it.
there's a rumor. Came off Facebook.
No, I said you have discussed it.
Yeah, I think John missed that part.
Cliff, It's kind of hard to pass it off, I think.
Sonny, I can shut your mic off.
I can sleep in.
You want your, hey, so are we gonna talk about this or no?
What?
Please go ahead.
Okay, if the government, if the viewers want us to talk about this, you can text in. Go right ahead, Cliff. Tell us who was born in
I'd like someone to text because I want to hear the rumor.
1778. Who
All
was
right.
born?
In 1983, a Soviet Air Force officer, Stanislav Petrov, saved the world. He identified the report of an incoming nuclear missile as a computer error and not an American first strike, thus preventing nuclear war.
I did not know that.
This was, that year, the Russians were spooked by the annual NATO nuclear loadout. I used to know the name of that exercise, I can't remember, but I participated in where you load out all your nuclear weapons like you were going to war.
Okay, because you had to be, it was
Gina,
a
want to read
readiness.
these two, please?
It was a readiness grill.
Yeah.
Good morning. If President Trump is Hitler, then why did Chuck U. Schumer go to his inauguration? I think that's an excellent question, and I do not know the answer to that. Why do you think, John?
The food,
Suck up,
the food.
suck up.
If you get TV time, get on.
Okay. So the next
Listen,
one.
Chuck Schumer
Yes?
is the guy who was making cheeseburgers.
Move on, Regina, the second one.
It says respectfully, why do you think the newcomers are here? Cheap labor. And
No. The newcomers are here because they could come. It's just that freaking simple. Most people
because
have
Biden opened the
never,
borders.
most people have never traveled internationally. Cliff's done it plenty of times. I've done it plenty of times. When you try to go into a country, I don't care if it's as friendly as England. You go through the third degree at the border.
Yes, it's pretty
And when-
scary.
And when you row your boat into Hampton Beach and you get off in America at Hampton Beach, the first time they pull you over, they go, hey, what are you doing here? We have a right to ask you all these questions. The fact that I've been able to mosey around the United States of America for 20 years and never get pulled over, okay. But now they're pulling me over. And that's just the way of the world. You're here illegally, you knew you were here illegally. It's like I steal license plates. I put them on my car, and I've been driving around with stolen license plates on my car as long as I've had the car. And finally, a young cop goes like, hey, I'm gonna pull over that old buck. He pulls me over and I have stolen license plates. I can't be mad they towed my car and arrested me. I knew I had stolen license plates.
Absolutely.
And people go, oh, you can't, I've been driving this car for 20 years. Nope,
No, but those license plates on it.
sorry.
Speaking of 20
Yes?
years, 20 years ago, the group that we're going after right now were not a big deal. The illegal immigrants in this area were all Irish.
Oh, that was more than 20 years ago. That was, remember, they came in the potato famine, right? 1850?
Yeah,
And
they weren't illegal then.
they weren't illegal because they all came legally. Now, if you went to Boston and you went to the Black Rose, you might find a few illegal Irish folks there. But for the most part, Cliff, people who came that were legal, they came here
And
legally.
overstayed their visa.
And then some overstayed their visa because America is a very good country.
So,
Yeah.
Cliff, this is for Corey Robinson?
Yeah,
Okay,
And Corey Robinson's joining us shortly?
no.
7.
7 o'clock, okay.
So anyway, Stanislav Petrov saved the world.
Yay.
So we can say thanks to him.
Thank you, Stanislav.
As John said, born and died 1774, Johnny Appleseed, a American gardener, environmentalist,
I don't care.
born in Leominster.
I didn't know that.
John,
Okay.
I don't care that you don't
I
care.
don't care.
I don't care.
I don't
See,
care.
I'd like to talk about John's rumor.
No, just,
Okay.
let's stick
Okay.
with 1898, George Gershwin was born. We all know who George Gershwin is.
Yes, we do. Great piano player. May I read this, John?
It's all Cliff.
Home run BRD. Chucky Boy has never cooked a thing in his life except the citizens of this country, Jay. Oh my gosh,
A
that
little
is
too tight
hysterical.
on the mic, kid. A little too
Oh, that is to Cliff's response that he was flipping burgers. Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
He was cooking cheeseburgers.
Cooking cheese, where was he cooking
Now,
cheeseburgers?
think about this.
Chuck E. Cheese?
Have you ever heard of anyone cooking kosher?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jewish people.
You don't,
Yesterday was a Jewish
you
holiday.
don't mix the milk
Oh,
and the meat.
Oh, I know. You actually have separate plates.
You don't
have
eat
s-
cheeseburgers.
No, you have separate
Just a minute,
pots?
children. Okay, most people don't know this stuff. I mean, you two geniuses over there know all the stuff.
And we're helping them
Would you?
learn.
No.
Yes.
I know what's coming out. I know. So tell me about.
Don't stutter. Go ahead.
I don't stutter, Cliff. You see, two people can't talk at the same time. It's a television show. Only one person can speak. So, Mr. Host, you need to police your talent, please.
Oh, that would be me.
Thank you.
Oh, well. Okay, 1981, Serena Williams was born, American tennis star. Daniel Boone died on this day in 1820. And what do you remember about Daniel Boone?
He had a coonskin cap, right?
Yeah.
Raccoon skin cap. That's all I remember. And I remember my
That was
brother had
big
to
in
have
the
one.
50s.
Yes, my brother had to have one.
Yeah. He supposedly used his knife to carve into a tree. Daniel Boone killed a bear here.
Okay.
Yeah. In 2008, Paul Newman passed away, American actor. He was born in 1925.
Didn't you already say this stuff?
Yeah,
I think you did.
yeah, I think so.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Oh, no.
But before we went on
You got
air
news on Paul
at
Newman
6
today?
o'clock, Regina was reciting all this stuff. Today is European Day of Languages in the European Union, and it's an international day for the total elimination of nuclear weapons. Good luck with that.
Cliff, may I read the text?
Yeah.
A week or two ago, in the Lowell area, 41 people became U.S. citizens. Yay. These people should stop being lazy and go through the process to become citizens, despite how long it takes. Now, I have had a couple of friends who have gone through the process. It is not easy, but they did it. They came here legally. They were here on work visas, and they became citizens. One of the women was from Colombia. I used to study with her at lunchtime to take her citizenship test. I'm going to tell the two of you. Some of the questions she was being asked, I didn't know the answers to. Luckily, the answers was on the paper that she had.
Second text.
Second text, France, Italy, Spain are going to start fingerprinting everybody who enters their country starting next month. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. It is interesting. So, Charlie Kirk,
Yes,
we're still having reverberations, huh?
yes, we are. Tell me what you think the reverberations are.
Well, I am seeing it in people who want to have rallies about Charlie Kirk on college campuses or running into opposition. So not everyone is all settled out. And then there's a question of public school teachers. Eileen, has anybody been furloughed in Lowell for making wise comments about Charlie Kirk?
Oh, no, I think not at all. And I think no. I think it was a teacher in Framingham, is that what you said?
Yeah,
There were-
Peabody, Framingham, Sharon, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts High School?
Wachusett High School.
Regional.
Wachusett Regional.
Yeah, and that's the hard part of being a teacher, too. Like, people do have freedom of speech, but at the same time, a lot of the time it is monitored by school staff. So there is a level of being a teacher that you have to be very careful.
So,
And especially,
yes.
I would just think anybody, like, promoting or celebrating or being happy over the fact of anyone, any American, any human, just any human, how about that, being killed the way Charlie Kirk was, is just, says volumes about their personality,
I agree.
their beliefs.
Yes. I agree.
Yes. When you become a school teacher, when you join the military, I assume when you get into law enforcement,
Absolutely.
you pick up certain responsibilities that sort of curtail your right to free speech.
So I know that law enforcement, corrections have policies about what you post online, and it is monitored, and people have been spoken to for what they've posted online. A fire chief just lost his job, not in Massachusetts, but because he posted about, something nasty about celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, and that who's next or something, he's saying who's next. And I think that when you work for the public, you have a higher responsibility. So, Newman's Pizza is delicious, and he was a great actor. I agree with you, Jay. This show is dynamite. Forget about it! A question for Mr. Krieger. Did he buy V.P. Harris's book?
I've finished chapter 1.
You bought it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought that was a joke and you never would.
I thought so too. Okay, so tell us what's in chapter 1.
It's just her getting the phone call from Joe Biden and her saying to the president that it will be not good if he doesn't endorse her at the same time. And he's saying no, he'll put that off. He apparently didn't want to distract from his own activities.
Because he's a selfish human being.
It's possible.
Many politicians are.
Yes?
So I have a question. Does she write better than she articulates herself when she speaks?
So far, yes.
Well, she had a little help, I think, right, Cliff?
I'm sure she did.
She had a ghostwriter.
Oh.
I think she probably spoke into a Dragon type software, which is talk to type, and then she had a ghostwriter help her with her
Syntax.
syntax. Thank you.
So,
So I could write a book with a ghostwriter.
No kidding, we both
Why?
could.
Check out the beautiful skyline. If you
Oh.
got a window, take a look out the window.
That is lovely.
Beautiful skyline in lovely Lowell, Massachusetts this morning.
Thank you, John.
so
I'm in my cellar right now just doing some laundry and I could see it through my window in the cellar. It's like beautiful pinkish.
Yes, beautiful.
you're not hiding in your cellar, are you?
I'm not what?
Hiding in your cellar.
Sometimes I do, Cliff, if you want the absolute truth.
Good
Yeah.
for you. Put a nice TV and a couch down there.
So,
I know, I have to clean it out. I need to get a dumpster and clean it out. If anyone has any good referrals for a dumpster, let me know.
Oh, I would go to Kazanjan and get a dumpster.
Oh, I didn't know they had them.
Oh, yes, they do.
Ah, all right.
So-
Thank you.
so the Boston Globe had a headline saying, Trump administration was going after liberals because Trump said he was going to crack down, and it turned out to be Antifa that he was going after. So some say that Antifa is not a real thing.
Antifa?
Do you have a thought? I'm going with the Laura Ingraham pronunciation.
Oh, Antifa? Well, Antifa sounds like my Auntie Fa, you know, A-U-N-T-I-E, Fa, F-A.
I've never met her.
She was quite a woman. So now, Trump has declared Antifa a terrorist organization, correct? Some say Antifa is just a thought, but here's the problem. And Eileen, please weigh in. Antifa, they take the thought, they put it into action, and they go to college campuses, and they do horrible things. On the first day, was it Rosh Hashanah? Just was yesterday or the day before?
Day before.
At Syracuse University, Jewish students were commemorating Rosh Hashanah, which is a very holy occasion, and some students at Syracuse wrote some horrible anti-Jewish slurs, horrible words, so that students would see this right before they began their Rosh Hashanah celebrations. That needs to be rooted out.
Isn't that why they threw pork into the...
Yes. That needs to be rooted out, because that is not okay. And I don't know where this hatred, this boiling over now hatred is coming from. And it's coming from these Antifa, or anti-fascists, who are brewing the pot. And it is ugly, and there's no place in society for it. Eileen?
Hello, Eileen.
Eileen must be taking the clothes out of the washer and into the dryer.
I'm sorry, what was the question? No, I was checking out my hair in the other room.
We're talking about Antifa, that Trump has declared it a terrorist organization, and you know, for some people they say, well, Antifa is a thought, but I say that people take the thought and they put it into action, and that's where the horribleness, you know, we see on display.
Right, and so I don't, this is where my political ignorance comes in. Like, I don't know much about Antifa and what it stands for, but I have heard with all the Charlie Kirk publicity that a group of Antifas, like, ambushed a restaurant with Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens, in New York in 2019. So I don't know what their role is, and I apologize for my ignorance with that, but, and I believe, are they part of what really drove Black Lives Matter?
Oh, good question, Eileen. Cliff, I'm going to
Yes.
defer to you. Okay. Cliff is saying yes. All right. Tell me how come. Explain that to me.
In the background,
Yes.
supporting.
Okay. Got it?
Yeah, and
I wouldn't say
2019 when
really
that happened
drove,
with
but they
Charlie
were
Kirk and
supporting.
Candace Owens, that was before the George Floyd murder, I believe. Is that,
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
and then it got worse.
Okay. Not good. So I'm okay with Trump putting up the big thumb on people who act out Antifa philosophy.
I am too.
Yeah, gotta root it out. You've got to get it off college campuses where young people go to learn to expand their mind. They should not go and be afraid to go to class, and they should not go and see hate spewed from a group of kids whose parents are, you know, probably quite wealthy and are able to send them to places like Brown and Syracuse, Princeton.
Yep. So, moving on with crime, the killing of Irina
Zarutska.
Zarutska.
Let my Polish come out. Irina Zarutska.
You want to read these two before Cliff goes that far down the road?
So one of the texts says, interesting, she never mentioned any of this during the 4 years she was in office.
She
And
didn't have the microphone.
Pardon me?
She didn't have the microphone then.
She didn't have the microphone then, that's right. And then the second is, does Cliff throw away the pages after he reads them? Carmela's book? Bart is asking that question. Do you rip them and toss them and Make little airplanes with them?
No, I've got it on the Kindle, so.
Oh,
so
do you
they-
bang the Kindle? When
No.
you get me, okay.
She was the vice president. She
Yes, she
deserves
was.
a minimum amount of respect.
Yeah, okay, I agree. Says, here's the next text. How about, yes?
Besides, Willie Brown thought she was cute.
Willie Brown thought she was cute. He thought she was more than cute.
I
Willie
would
Brown,
say
the former.
Willie Brown is probably the smartest politician in the country.
Well, he took an unknown woman, bedded her, framed her, gave her personality, educated her, promoted her, and he began her ascension to what then she became the vice president of the U.S. I would say Willie Brown's a pretty smart guy.
Yeah.
So then,
Last text.
the next text. How about all the riots that happened when Mr. Kirk was assassinated? I think that's from Jay. Jay, thank you. That concerned me because you've got young people trying to go and honor Charlie Kirk's life. And now, I agree that people can come and protest, but rioting, I think goes overboard and goes past the First Amendment into, I'm going to get the popo out and arrest you now.
I thought that Jay was being ironic.
Oh.
Because the response to Charlie Kirk's assassination wasn't near like the response to George Floyd.
George Floyd, exactly.
Okay, and what,
Well, the whites didn't rise up.
right, but
Why didn't
people,
we rise up, Cliff? Being the most intelligent white guy in the room. Caucasian.
Culture.
that's why we didn't rise up?
Walter?
Culture?
Yeah.
Oh, Cliff, I talk a lot about culture in the classroom. What part of the culture caused you not to rise up?
The fact that I respect the government and my fellow citizens, and I wait for the process to work.
Okay?
Jay says, yes, thank you.
Okay, so he was being a little sarcastic. I missed it, Jay, sorry.
So, back on 22 August, this young lady, a refugee from Ukraine, was on the Lynx Blue Line in Charlotte, North Carolina, and some guy sitting behind her gets up and stabs her in the neck a couple of times, and she bleeds out and dies.
A young woman like our forefathers and foremothers, who was a Ukrainian refugee, who got legal entrance into the United States, was trying to build a better life. She still had on her work uniform from the pizza parlor that she worked at.
Yep.
And what's horrible is that the people in the train fled. No one came to her aid, except one man took off his shirt, and it took some time. One man took off his shirt and tried to staunch the bleeding, but she bled out. She didn't survive.
Nope.
And it's a horrible, horrible thing. Correct, Regina. Willie Brown took a lemon and he made lemonade. And now that lemonade has gone bad. Thank you, Bart. And the next one, definitely ironic. Good catch, BRD. I didn't catch that at all. I'm sorry.
So, the guy that stabbed her
Yes?
had been arrested and released numerous times.
Yes.
So, Wednesday, the North Carolina House of Representatives passed a arena's law which ends cashless bail for violent criminals.
That is awesome. And we should all be doing that.
So, my impression, Regina, is that the population at the Middlesex lockup has gone down over the years,
Correct?
as it's still the largest mental health facility in the county.
Correct. Cliff, you hit the nail on the head.
And we're just releasing the mentally ill back into the streets without consideration?
That is correct. And it has nothing to do with the sheriff's office, has everything to do with the law on cashless bail.
Yeah.
So you commit a crime, you
Why
come to
does
jail.
nobody ask the governor these questions?
Because the
Why does the
governor,
media not have the courage to ask questions of the
because
governor?
they're in her pocket. And John, she has 24/7 state police detail. She lives behind a gate.
But a
No one
press
is getting to
conference is a
her.
press conference. I've been to them. And you can shout out a question, and Channel 7's Mike picks up your question. Hey, why are you letting these judges have cash-free bail? And she can go into Nikki's song and goes, oh, I love those shoes. Where'd you get them? She can do that if she wants to, which is the usual Democratic thing,
Exactly.
or the promise that better things are coming.
I'm
Okay.
sorry,
This is-
it's not an adversarial press here. They're all on the same team.
I think, and when she says better things are coming, it's her way to blow you off. It's her way to say, John, your question is minuscule to me, and I'm not going to answer it. And but I'm going to placate you by saying,
I don't hear
better
anybody
things are
ask the
coming.
question, Regina. She comes to the South Common, and nobody asks her about the homeless, that the cops kicked off the Common for her visit.
Absolutely. Shame on us. Shame on the press that's in the
I mean, it
back
happened like
pocket.
last year, but still, nonetheless, we did it.
Absolutely, I know. And you know what's amazing? Lowell looked beautiful during the folk festival, didn't it? There were no bums on the common. When I drove to work, there were no drug addicts
You
coming
call
out of
them bums?
the elderly complex. I did, shame on me. Coming out of the elderly complex, going across the street for their fix. I was amazed that for 3 days it was peace and quiet. Why can't I have that every day? Why can't we all have that every single day?
Well, unfortunately, you're leaving at 7 o'clock, so you can't ask that question.
Okay, because that's too long of an answer, isn't it?
You gotta go to real work?
I have to go to real work, yes.
So, former FBI Director James Comey has been indicted on 2 counts of false statements and obstruction of justice from his testimony before Congress.
So that would
What's your
be,
definition of indictment?
It's one of the freedoms we get from our Anglo-Saxon heritage. It's a process to make sure that the government has got some sort of a case before it goes after someone.
very nice.
Regina, what's your definition of an indictment?
I would say the same thing. The prosecutor puts the facts together, and the facts in this case would be that Comey made false statements before before Congress, and that he knew the statements were false. He knew they were false. We can prove that they're false, and therefore we're asking him to be indicted.
How about Eileen? Is she still out there?
Eileen? Eileen might be taking the clothes out of the dryer.
Okay, so my definition is, show us your stuff before we invest in a trial. Regina,
Yes.
you got 4 texts here?
Okay, comrade, the media in this state is horrible and dishonest. Turn them off. Thank you, Jay. Hopefully, people will pay attention to their surroundings. This poor woman was banging away on her phone, yes. And in my profession, I say to people all the time, put the phone down, be aware, do not let yourself get caught off guard. She had some earphones in. Do not let yourself get caught off guard. I personally don't do that
We got 2 more texts.
because I don't want to be caught off guard. An off-duty cop was pushed onto the tracks yesterday in New York by a 10-time felon. I did not know that, texter. Thank you very much. I appreciate that info. When I get to work,
And the last text.
I will look. The governor would rather answer questions about basketball. You are right, texter. Thank you, DW.
Okay, so somebody on X said about James Comey, time for him to consult his beach shells for advice.
So, explain to people the beach shells. It's 47,
No, 86,
86, 47. So, he said the beach, Comey's walking along the beach at his seaside home, and he says he looks down, and the shells magically created the 8647. And Cliff, what does 8647 mean? What does 86 mean?
Death.
Death. Take him out.
Death to 47 would be Trump.
Death to 47 would be kill Trump. Now, I think, and then he said, oh, I didn't know what 86 meant. You were in charge of what? And you didn't know what 86 meant? Hello. I mean, and he was allowed to get away with it.
Yeah.
Allowed to get away with it. Now, if somebody had said that to Barack Obama, they would be locked up. They would be locked up,
That's true.
okay? Double standard of justice, not okay.
Yeah, well, we'll see how this all plays out. Apparently, some DOJ lawyer resigned over this because MSNBC reports this because he felt there was insufficient proof.
Okay.
It seemed pretty obvious to me, but. So down in Virginia, the Arlington Public Schools has trans female.
females.
It's assigned male at birth, but believes self to be female.
Yes.
Wandering around naked in the girls' locker room.
Not okay.
He's on trial, but a comment on X was that in Arlington, if the parents complain, they're the problem.
So your sex is your body parts. Now, I'm not gonna name them out here, but I think people know what that is, right? But gender defines how you feel as male or female. So this person is saying that even though I have the gender of a male, the sex of a male, my gender feels female. And as a consequence, I'm gonna walk around the locker room naked. No. I'm with Martina Navratilova on this one. Women should have rights in sports, and one of those rights should be to feel free and comfortable in their own locker room, and to not have men or people with penises, I'm sorry, I said it, I shouldn't have said it. It's only 6:30 in the morning.
Keep moving.
That people should not be afraid of that. Young women should not be put in that position.
Why does the government continue to make these Golden Corral bathrooms? Why do you have the ladies' room? You go in the ladies' room, there's room for 6 women to take a leak. You go in the men's room, there's room for 6 guys to take a leak. Why don't we have 6 gender-neutral bathrooms that have onesies that have lockable doors?
Great
When was
idea.
the last time you went into a restroom and there were 6 guys doing their business?
You're right.
Never. When was the last time you went to a ladies' room and there was 6 girls in there doing their business?
If Eileen's going to the Red Sox
women.
game tonight, she'll see that.
She won't see it full.
No,
I
she,
think
no.
when we build a building.
You've never been to
I
a
hope
full
I don't
bathroom?
see that.
Go ahead, Eileen.
Yeah, I don't know. Last time I went, I didn't go into like the unisex bathroom. I just went into the woman.
I think John has a great idea.
My issue is, why don't we pay for these magnificent public buildings with Golden Corral bathrooms? For what, they should have individual bathrooms. Where you walk in, there's a little sink there. It's big enough for any wheelchair to go in there. It's a little roomy. You can sit down, stand up, do your business, wash your hands, and leave. And you lock yourself in.
Have you been to City Hall?
I'll back to you, Cliff.
I think
The
we've both been there.
basement in City Hall
That's how
has
they all
a-
should be.
Thank you.
What are they, the magnificent, way overpriced, brand spanking new Lowell High School has Golden Corrals.
Okay.
So I just got a text from somebody, I don't know if he wants to be named, but he said, well said, Regina, and now if I know that you're listening out there in Drake it, thank you very much, appreciate it.
Okay.
Well, Drake, we're live TV out there.
Pardon me, John?
We're on live TV in Drake.
Oh,
Live
nice.
TV in Lowell. Right now,
Okay.
we're on Facebook and YouTube.
Okay.
We're on live in Tewksbury, Drake. Oh, thank you, Cliff. I'll expand on this. As people are cutting the cable, that's why we're pushing YouTube. So you'll still be able to watch what's going on in this area, even if you cut your cord. You just got to go to 3 words put together, City Life Show on YouTube, and all the videos are there. When we're on live, it's on there. So City Life Show on YouTube. Thank you for that opportunity, Cliff.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome. At the end of the month, the federal budget runs out. So on 1 October, a lot of people are going to be laid off
Yes.
because Congress is on recess this week because of Rosh Hashanah and a 2-day holiday. And the Republicans are looking to build a bridge to November with a fairly clean bill. And the Senate Democrats are demanding that making Obamacare subsidies permanent, funding transgender surgeries for minors, and free health care for illegal immigrants.
So I want to say l'chaim to all our Jewish watchers and Jewish friends out there. I understand that some people may feel they're in the wrong body. However, I do not approve in any way surgery for minors to transition. I think that is a horrible mistake. Your teen years are so volatile that you need to, the rule was in this country, you had to have a year of intense psychotherapy and you had to dress as the person whose sex that you want to be, right? We don't do that anymore. We don't make anybody go to therapy to figure out if this is the right choice for you. And we certainly should be spending some time with our young people, asking them why they want to change their sex. And I think that, because some stuff's not reversible. And when you get to be 30 years old, you look back and you say, oh my gosh, I made a mistake. There is one young person now who's suing the doctors that did her surgery, transformed her from male to female when she was 16 years old, because she said, I was a messed up kid. And I know now that I'm 30 that I really want to be a man. And now it's going to be almost until impossible to get my male parts back. It's possible, but they're not going to work the way they used to work. So surgeries for minors, I am completely 100% against that. And I got to say, go ahead, Eileen, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, now it's on the table as the #1 choice for teenagers to get under their parents' skin. I was born a girl, but I want to be a boy. I was born a boy, but I want to be a girl. And that is, and then it turns into more, and it's, yes, there are some people that truly have that feeling throughout their whole life. I get it, but wait until you're at least 30 to do that.
Wait until you're legal, absolutely. And 30 might not be a bad idea. So here's a text. Waking up the Merrimack Valley on Mondays, Fridays with his ferocious bark, the big red dog. And who would be the big red dog? And that's from Jay.
That'd be Cliff.
That would be Cliff, yes.
That'd be Cliff.
I know, because Cliff is the big red dog.
And you got this one.
Nothing will happen to ex-FBI Director James Comey. It's all grandstanding. Just my opinion. Best morning show in the Merrimack Valley. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it, Texter.
So, Social Security checks will still go out, Medicare benefits will still be paid, because they're entitlements. They're also a big part of the budget. National,
Additionally, just so everybody knows, if anyone still gets a paper check, everything for Social Security is going to direct deposit. I think this is the last month they're sending out paper checks.
Thanks, Eileen,
Ah.
didn't know that, okay.
and so National Security continues, Air Traffic Control continues, TSA, and the Office of Management Budget issued a blunt memorandum spelling out how the administration will deal with the shutdown. Agencies must prepare for mass layoffs and employees working on programs not aligned with priorities are especially vulnerable. So this looks like an interesting fight. We're going to have a government shutdown. I've seen it close before. One day, when I was in Alaska, the finance person showed up and asked me to fly the checks down to the ballistic missile warning site in Clear, Alaska, that little airstrip. So I had a briefcase and I delivered the paychecks.
Yay, I
Right,
bet you were.
because it was too late to mail them out.
Oh, okay. I bet you were the important guy that day. Everybody loved seeing Cliff, the big red dog. Subscribe to City Life on YouTube. Hit the notification bell and don't forget to smash that like it button. Thank you, Bart.
So, will there be consequences if the government shuts down?
So the Democrats are hoping for a shutdown because they're trying to force the other side, Republicans, to agree to this issue of transgender surgery for minors and free healthcare for illegals. So they're saying, unless we get that, we're going to shut the government down. So what that means is, unless I get my way, I'm going to take my bat, my ball, I'm going home. You know something? Well, I'm not a Republican, but Republicans can wait it out too.
Yep.
Republicans can wait it out too, right? And I'm hoping, now it's terrible that people are going to be laid off. I feel for that. But I don't think we should kowtow to that kind of behavior. That kind of behavior that says, if you don't agree with me, I'm gonna serve you dire consequences.
You're in the minority. The people voted another way. Don't try and get your way by bullying.
Thank you, Cliff. Perfect. Don't get your way by bullying. Thank you.
So, COVID shots?
So I had two, and that's my limit. Not getting any more. And I would not have got those if the community college system in Massachusetts, all 13 presidents of all the community colleges decided that COVID shots would be mandatory for anybody who wanted to come on campus. Students, people who work in the office, and professors. And if I wanted to continue to work on campus, I had to go get my COVID shot, and I had to upload the little card they gave me. Show me your papers.
Yeah. Eileen, is Lowell schools going to mandate COVID shots this year?
No. Well, so I told you during COVID, right? Right before we all went back, the big thing was everybody needs to get their vaccines, their COVID vaccines. I was never asked to verify my vaccine once.
I was.
And so I can't imagine them trying to do that now.
Oh, especially now. Absolutely. I agree with you, Eileen.
But the Massachusetts government is really pushing COVID shots. Do you think they're over the top? Do young kids need it?
Yes, I do, and we don't know what we put in our system with those COVID shots. Because I've been a teacher for 20 plus years, and I never got as sick as I did this past year when I got the flu B. And I swear it has something to do with whatever they injected me.
Could be. I think that, you know, we spend years creating vaccines. Years to make sure there are no side effects to the vaccine. And COVID was created, the COVID vaccine was created rather quickly. And I like my vaccines to be tried and true. Measles, rubella, mumps, you know, that kind of thing. And I respect people's opinion, decision. You want to take it, take it. If you don't want to take it, you don't take it. But you shouldn't be forced to take it.
Okay.
What do you think, Cliff?
I'm with you. Shouldn't
Okay.
be forced.
All right.
I have had 2 COVID shots on the recommendation of my primary care physician,
Okay.
and I'm set.
Okay.
But I am going to go get a flu shot.
So I got a flu shot last year, and as long as, and I asked before I got it, is it live or dead? Because sometimes taking the live vaccine, not so good for you. They said it was dead. I said, okay, give it to me. I went to the pharmacy. They said, hey, you're due for a pneumonia shot. Now, when I first started working, where I'm working now, I caught walking pneumonia 3 times. I said, yeah.
What
give
is
me-
walking pneumonia?
Walking pneumonia is not, so you cough, you have all the horrible symptoms, but you're still able to get up and take care of yourself. I actually went to work every day, and my coworker said, you have to go to see the doctor because you have pneumonia, and the only way to get rid of it is to get a Z-Pack, and they were right. So I got the pneumonia shot at the pharmacy the other day, and they're looking for tetanus too, but I'm not sure about the tetanus.
You feeling much better?
They didn't feel bad when they cut the pipeline. What's the rest of that, John? They didn't feel bad when they cut the pipeline workers. Thank you for whoever texted that in. Hundreds of people lost their jobs, and good jobs with good pay. How about on Route 38 at the Duncans, they place a sign to get your COVID shot, but no notice to vote. That comes from Jay. That's interesting, Jay. I didn't know that.
Well, yesterday we had the luxury of having Paul Cohen here, town manager from Chesford.
Okay?
And I said, when the local government doesn't put a notice out about votes, what does that mean? He says, administration prefers to have incumbents stay in office.
Oh.
That was his takeaway.
Okay, so that answers that texter's question. All right. Very good. Okay.
So what I'm pushing, it starts with, I think, if they can call my house at 3 o'clock in the morning and tell me there's a 75-year-old guy walking down Gorham Street with no pants on, he's ran out of his house with a purple hat on, they have no trouble calling me at 3 o'clock in the morning to tell me this stuff.
Right.
Why can't I get a text? It's voting day. Everybody likes the idea. Is it going to happen? No, because Tommy Golden has to think of it first. Tom Golden has to say, I had an idea. So, Mr. Golden, consider this. When Corey Robbins comes in, we'll ask him the same question.
Open the show, John.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to City Life. We have a fabulous show ahead of us. We have Cliff Krieger's here. Regina's going to be here for another 15 minutes or so.
Yes, absolutely.
We have the lovely Eileen Delrossi. She's on the phone, not appearing in person today because not enough dough's in it for her. I'm just kidding. And that's pretty, oh yeah. As you cut, more and more people are cutting the cable, getting rid of Comcast. It is what it is. You can still watch the show on YouTube. 3 words put together, City Life Show. So just go over to YouTube, look for the 3 words put together, City Life Show. All the shows are there. Once in a while, we can't connect to YouTube, but I would say about 90% of the time we're able to connect to YouTube. So we're going to continue to broadcast on Comcast, on YouTube, and on Facebook. But it seems that Comcast is going away. Over to you, Cliff.
Can I ask a question, John, on Comcast? How would people find you? Find us?
In Lowell, we're on channel 8.
Okay?
In Chancellor, we're on 8 and 38.
Okay?
Because we're on Verizon.
Ooh, all right,
And I believe it's Channel 8 in all the other towns, like Tewksbury, Channel 8,
okay.
And, like in
Drake
Drake,
at 28.
I've
I'm sorry, Channel 8.
gone to Drake at Channel 8 and brought it up on the internet.
Ah, very nice, okay. Thank you.
So there's this continual movement to change the Commonwealth seal.
Oh, I
I'll
don't
be right
agree.
there, Corey, thanks.
And what do you think?
So I actually put in my vote that I want to keep the seal as it is. I think it represents who we are as a state. So look, there were indigenous tribes here. We landed, and without those people, without the indigenous tribes, we would have died that first winter. I mean, let's face it, we had no idea what we were doing, right?
Right.
Those people helped us survive. And I think the state seal honors and recognizes that. That's what I see, that the state seal honors and recognizes the fact that when our foremothers and forefathers came, they had no idea how to build houses and irrigation and plant. But these amazing people, the indigenous tribes in this area, the Wachusett was one of them. Cliff, if you can help me out with some more names, but
I went to elementary school in Jersey.
Okay, so they kept those people alive. I think our state seal with the Native American on the front of the flag shows that we are honoring and we are saying thank you to those individuals that kept our forefathers and foremothers alive that first winter. Absolutely.
So,
Regina, you want to hop up?
I am going to hop up. So folks, I'm leaving for work, and I'm going to be replaced by Corey Robinson, who is going to do a fine job here with you this morning. Thank you.
thank you, Eileen. Thank you, Regina.
You are welcome, Cliff. Good luck. Welcome.
So how are you, Corey?
I'm well, how are you, sir?
Good. So our guest is Corey Robinson, who is a city councilor and represents the folks from District 2. Who would you say, Centerville and Christian Hill?
Me and Eileen both have Corey Robinson as a representative.
Okay.
I have some very tough constituents.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So does some judge who ruled a school district couldn't name a school for Stonewall Jackson because of First Amendment rights? Can we still call it Christian Hill, or was that violating First Amendment rights, do you think?
I mean, it hasn't been challenged yet, so I haven't heard any concerns or complaints about the naming. So I
Okay.
think people genuinely are happy with it.
So we had a preliminary election a couple weeks ago, not your district, 3, 7, 8.
Yep.
The other Corey lost, Corey Belanger, and the incumbents in 7 and 8 came in second place. Did you have any takeaways from that?
I mean, I'm sad to see, Corey leave. I think he's been putting in a lot of work. It's just, one thing I did learn with campaigning and all of this is you get what you put in. You really have to get out there and knock the doors, talk to the people, one at a time. I mean, especially in a district, I think the residents have a realistic expectation. They should expect to meet you. They should expect FaceTime if they want that, and you just have to get out there and knock door by door and have conversation at a time again, and try to see if the residents connect with you.
So, what's your vision for Lowell? How do you see the city?
I think the city is moving in a positive, but I think we also have a lot of work to do with a lot of the negatives that exist. I think the city is experiencing kind of a strange time where a lot of the quality of life issues have been neglected or not necessarily properly funded or addressed. And I think you're seeing the past two councils with this administration really try to dig out of some of those holes. At the same time, I think we need to really dial in and look for efficiencies. I think we need to really try to figure out how do we do better at a lot of the small things. It drives me crazy. Just driving up here, for example, on my way to park at the end of South Common. I mean, again, we understand we have some serious challenges at the South Common area, but to see, like, say, the grass and weeds in the bench area is 2 feet high. It seems trivial, but at the same time, it goes back to that broken window theory. If we're not showing that we're maintaining and providing the smallest service, how can we be expected to provide the largest scale issues?
John, can you put up that photo of the traffic lights?
Yep.
I've lived in Lowell, speaking of looking at little things, I've lived in Lowell 31 years, and looks like a lack of attention to detail to me. This is down by the Baptist church.
Yep. Stuff like that, I'd encourage people, the Lowell 311. What I have found with traffic stuff and lighting, our electrical department is very good. I think they respond very fast, and they address these kind of challenges. Why it continues to be like that might be a bigger problem, but again, I think the electrical department is good, as long as this gets reported, you know?
Well, I will re-report it then. Someone asked about where the homeless go to relieve themselves during the day when they're out of the shelter. Do many of them wander into your district, or are they mostly down on South Common?
No, we don't really, you see some, and again, it's, I don't like when people just use that blanket term. I think it's lazy. What do we, if I saw someone walking in my district, how would I know if they have a home or they don't? So to say that, like, homeless wandering into your district, that's not really an identifying factor. I think what we see in South Common, again, I don't know if these people have homes or not. I think it's a mix of people that some do, some don't. It's the challenges the city has been working to address in the area of the Summer Street is the vagrancy, the stuff that the people that are dealing the drugs, the people that are openly using the drugs, those are the challenges that we've been trying to address and to keep that green space safe and usable for the public. So as far as, I mean, we did have issues with the homeless encampment where I would say homeless at that point because we had 15 to 20 people that were living behind the dog park. So, I mean, that was their home, I guess. That was existing for a little bit, but that's been since alleviated for well over a year now. And one of the things we did see is as a result of the encampment thriving in that area, the crime in Centerville spiked significantly with car break-ins. I believe they found 30, 40 different empty propane tanks over there because they were going into people's yards taking propane tanks to cook and do other things they needed at the encampment.
So, you expressed some unhappiness with homelessness as a umbrella term. I tend to agree with you because, for one thing, it doesn't help us to get down and focus on the individual issues.
Agreed.
And with the term homeless, we just kind of give it a hand wave and don't focus. I haven't found a better term, but, I mean, we have drug users, we have alcoholics, we have the mentally ill.
But, I mean, at the end of the day, we do have to agree that they're people. And like it or not, they are somewhat residents of the city. And I think, as you said, I think by trying to cast a net 30,000 feet above and generalize a group based on what somebody sees or what you think, it's a tough act because every case is going to be unique and different. There could be somebody has an apartment, but they suffer from mental illness. There could be somebody that has living with family in a home somewhere, but they happen to have a substance abuse issue. So I mean, I think every individual case is going to be different.
Yeah.
So we're going to, in your mind, don't want to put words in your mouth. We're going to do nothing about these people living on the streets.
Well, and again, I think what needs to
No, don't say again. I didn't hear you say, what about the people living on the streets?
The people living on the streets now, it depends what that case is. So with the shelter, there is available beds. There are available beds.
And they don't want them.
We're hearing they don't want them.
They don't want them. Right now, the window is open with an executive order
Yep.
that we can just take these people off the street and force the help on them that they need. Two sides of that track are, you have elected officials say, well, you can't force this help on people. It won't help. Well, you know what? When you get arrested for drunk driving and you're a heroin addict and they put you in jail for 90 days, they get you off heroin at the same time. So when you're incarcerated, it works. So this window's open. The elected officials in the city of Lowell want to do nothing about the people living on the streets. And I'm roping you into that group of people. We have this opportunity to help these people who are addicted to drugs, and you don't want to take advantage of this opportunity. I just want to put that out there publicly. Thanks.
And I'd have to disagree for the simple fact.
What are you doing about it?
Here's the thing. You're talking about a federal executive order.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, if local elected officials,
That's the money you're carrying, right? Federal money?
some, but when it comes to this, the mental health facilities and all of that, that's pretty much funded and managed by DPH, which is state. So now, when the state closed facilities, the police are picking people up left and right. The courts, it's a revolving door. The courts are letting them out. You get picked up at 7:30 in the morning for trespassing, you're out by 10 a.m. So now, even if the elected officials of the city want to be aggressive and say, forced treatment.
But they don't want to be aggressive.
No, but who are we directing? Because we only have 3 employees. Who are we directing to forced treatment? The manager, the clerk?
You have a lackluster manager where on city council floor is paint the crosswalks, fix the potholes. That's on the city council floor. Shouldn't be.
I agree. That's the routine stuff that needs to be done proactively. But who are we going to force? Who are we directing to force that treatment? We have no jurisdiction on the courts. And I've said, I think the judges need to be the front line of defense.
The simple process here is you get a hold of the sheriff and you have him come and sit down with the hunger homeless people and say, look at buddy, if we ship people out to you, will you help them? I'm sure the sheriff will say, yeah, I'll take care of it.
But who's gonna ship them out?
The
We
cops.
don't have who?
The cops.
They don't have because you have to go to court. Again, all of this, the court is the missing link.
You've already decided this is going to fail, so I
think
I just want to tell all of my neighbors, the homeless aren't going away. The city's going to continue to herd the homeless to the South Common. The 32 communities surrounding lovely Lowell, Massachusetts are going to continue to bring the homeless to the South Common to drop them off. There's no end in sight. Sell your home and move to New Hampshire. Thank you.
In the first hour, we discussed the problem with the courts not sending people to the county lockup. There used to be a lot more people, homeless people, for instance, would commit a petty crime so that they could spend the winter down in the lockup. No more because the courts won't send them.
And that's the missing link in all this. I mean, you can
So you
have,
have a city manager and you invite the court system to the Hongo homeless meeting. And when they refuse to come, you talk to the governor.
we've spoken, we've sat down, I know Councilor Gitche and myself have sat down part of a meeting with the DA's office, asking why.
DA can't tell the judges what to do.
But
The courthouse.
we were told they were going to establish a drug court, which would then lend itself to getting people,
Well, another Democratic promise, it's gonna, promised land's coming.
and that's what I'm
Promised land
saying.
is coming.
So on a local level, our hands have been tied repeatedly. We've requested summits, we've requested every avenue
When
to try
have you
to.
talked to the court?
We haven't, but we have a mayor that works in the courts.
Well, bring the court to the Hongo Homeless Commission meeting and see what they have to say. What do we need to do, get these people off the street?
The court is responding to what the general court has told them to do. We have to
Cliff,
talk
you-
to the
Cliff,
legislators.
Cliff, you're part of the problem. This is just, again,
No, I'm part of the solution.
sell your home, move to New Hampshire. Because the politicians aren't gonna fix this. The government is here to help themselves.
I didn't
not
realize
here
you
to
were
help
in the
you.
real estate business.
He's a broker now.
But this is
Sell
good.
your house and move
This
to New
makes
Hampshire.
more housing available because we have a housing shortage
Yeah.
and the governor doesn't know how to fix it.
Well, she thinks she knows how to fix it.
She does,
And-
but
and
she
see,
doesn't.
I think a lot of these challenges, to be honest, start at the top. I think police reform hurt a lot of this, realistically. They moved school zones. That's why you see some of this stuff, repeat offenders. Someone will get caught with possession of substance with intent to distribute. And they shrunk the school zones. Before, if it was within a school zone, it held a heftier penalty. And I think you saw more people being charged and convicted with the distribution of the drugs in the community as a result. Now, they've shrunk that school zone. I'm hearing, and I don't have the data on this, even it's a feel-good measure, in my opinion, where no more bail. You get arrested, there's no bail. But I'm hearing from the back end, they're charging the state $85 per person every time someone's arrested. The people don't pay the $40 personal bail anymore. It's waived, but they're going and charging the state. So a lot of these measures that I think have been implemented around the social services, around impacts to cities like Lowell with unhoused and mentally ill and substance abusers and all that, we are getting zero assistance from the state. But you know who is getting assistance? Those that are providing the services. I mean, again, even the
Oh, it's big
dispute,
business in Lowell.
poverty's big business. And even the dispute we're currently having over a bill that worked its way through the State House. 95% of the bill contained stuff that was reasonable. I think most people would agree. But they slid a line in there that started incorporating safe injection sites as harm reduction. And again, this is designed in a way to keep the money train moving for a lot of the organizations that provide services. I mean, don't get me wrong. Without some of these services being provided by organizations, we'd be dead in the water. But there's also a fine line between providing a service and assisting and enabling. And I think when we start getting into conversations of let's open up a location that people can start to safely inject or safely consume illegal substances, we're going too far. We're going way too far with that. As opposed, if you have funding for stuff like that, why aren't we looking to have locations where, as John is talking about, they go, they get treatment, they stay long-term, not 3-day, 7-day car wash spin cycles, then you put them back out in the street. We don't have 6-month, 1 year, and what minimal are available, I mean,
The sheriff has 600 empty cells out there.
but what's
600.
the link to get the people on the side of the South Common
begins
the
with a
treatment and help
conversation
that they
that
need.
nobody in this city wants to have.
I'm more than willing, and I'll try to do this to prove a point to show. I will put the motion, I promise, the next city council meeting, I will put a motion requesting that the city manager invites in the sheriff's office as well as whoever from the courts for a conversation centered around coming up
Thank you.
with a program about
A round of applause.
Forced
for it.
treatment.
Thank you. Please do. Going to read these texts real quick. Homeless is big business in Massachusetts. The state runs the homeless racket around here. Don't get in the way, you'll be punished. The manager should ask these homeless people, these homeless companies, what's your end game? Oh, I have no right to. Well, you can write a big fat letter and get them defunded. What happened to my body, my choice? I remember 2 weeks of flatten the curve. Lowell's seal of burning factories is, if we go green, will it be replaced with wind farms?
what the heck?
What about Bishop Markham area? I'm pretty sure most of the people do not have homes because they are sleeping in the street. Grand Slam, Mr. McDonough, big business, homeless. It's all about the money from the state. Thank you for your comments. Back to you, Cliff.
Okay,
Good morning. Eileen's still here. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Good morning, Corey.
Good morning.
All right, so I also have a question in regards to that motion, right? Can you say what it would state again? To have the city manager have the sheriff's office and the courts to what?
Invite the sheriff's office and a representative from the courts in for a conversation centered around working to provide treatment for those required.
Long-range treatment.
Long-range treatment, exactly, yeah, I mean,
Right.
and a representative from our local police department as well.
Right, and I just also feel like the whole health insurance system is rigged to benefit these nonprofits who are able to get these people into the 3-day spin dry program or the 28-day program. And I think it maybe include that it have continuous long-term wraparound services, because that's what we lack in this city. Everyone
Absolutely.
thinks it's just going to happen.
Absolutely, and again, this has been discussed. I know Councilor Scott and myself have discussed this, Councilor Getchia. We've tried to request a summit to invite these people in the past. The one time they did convene a summit, we were in a room full of people, and very few surrounding communities even sent representatives for the discussion. And the whole summit turned into how can Lowell do more? That's all it turned into. And so, when do we realize we're at capacity with social service provided? I think we're pretty close to it, and I think you're gonna see, once funding starts to get cut, the way it's shaping up, because it's gonna be very lean the next year or so. So once funding starts to get cut, we're gonna see some real struggles when it comes to these social services, and we are the largest provider in the Merrimack Valley currently, by far. So then what happens? I mean, the floodgates.
And our problem's getting worse, not better.
Absolutely, and is it a carrot and a stick approach to try to encourage surrounding communities to do a little bit? If a small community, say like Borica, had a 20-bed facility available for residents, it's minimal, but that 20 helps, and 20 in another small community, and so on. If every community started doing what was reasonable within that community, I think we'd start to see a little bit of improvement here. But right now, we're shouldering a huge portion of this load, and there are breakdowns in the chain of services. I am an advocate for getting someone in the door, getting them detoxed, getting them clinically and medically stabilized, and then setting a course forward for them to begin a lifelong battle with recovery and sobriety. I mean, and that takes long-term efforts. That takes wraparound services. That takes counseling. That takes, consistency. We don't have those kind of programs in
The
place.
sheriff does it with every prisoner. The
But even-
sheriff
even-
rehabs every prisoner.
I understand that, but that's even to a point. You go to Borica for 6 months and you detox, you rehab, you take these classes. a lot of these people are coming out, and guess what? They're back on the streets again.
It's a good start.
We have too many starts. If we're gonna look
What do you want
to,
to do, kill these? Other than shooting them, what do you do?
we need to look to long-term treatment. And that's why I'm saying, you were saying earlier, long-term treatment.
Yep.
A 6-month stint is a great start, but now, then what? And I
No,
think that's where we
Absolutely,
need.
I gotta do these announcements real quick, but perfectly speaking, there should be a board that says, okay, we're gonna give you 30 days in the street, report back to us, see how you're doing. And you might go back in. I think that's the direction we should go in, but I'm gonna do these, I think I have 4 or 5 announcements. So Rita Mercier, she's having a party a week from today, October 3rd, Mount Pleasant Country Club, $10 a ticket. Hope to see you out there always, and come hungry. She always has a ton of food. Moving right along, the Bridge Club's having a get-together October 9th, Thursday, October 9th. They're honoring Karen Frederick. She's the gal who expanded CTI to what we have today. She's helped thousands and thousands of people who are really down in their luck, and God bless her, good gal. If you want a ticket or you want to donate to the Bridge Club, take your phone out of your pocket and zoom in on this QR code with your phone. Pretty cool little idea. I'm going to drop it down just a little bit on the screen. Just take your phone out, put it in camera mode, and aim at this guy, and it'll bring you to a website, and you can send them a donation. Thank you. Eric Gitch is having a party. Slide this thing into the screen. He's having a party Thursday, October 16th at the Whoppin' Wet. That's in downtown lovely Lowell, Massachusetts. And it's hosted by Ryan Ferreira. Donations start at $25 and go up. Hope to see you Thursday, October 16th at the Whoppin' Wet to help re-elect Eric Gitchier. Coming up in Tewksbury is the Breakfast of a Lifetime. I go to this every year. It's $10. Go out there. You're going to walk out super filled. So it's at the Tewksbury Senior Center. They don't care how old you are for this event. They don't care where you live. So if you're out there in charming Chelmsford, you want a nice breakfast, head out to the Tewksbury Senior Center. Very roomy, clean facility. There's a ton of parking behind the building. When you look at the Senior Center, you say, there's no parking. There's parking for like 100 cars behind the building. So consider going to this event. It's going to be Sunday, October 26th, 8:30 to noon, Tewksbury Senior Center. $10 for adults, kids under 10, $5. Good treats. Back over to you, Cliff. Thank you.
Corey, are you having a party?
I'm not. I'm currently not this year. Nope. I don't
Oh.
have a challenger, so.
Oh, okay. So, someone in your district, I was talking to them, said that he was puzzled by some streets being posted at 25 miles an hour and some being posted at 20. And have you noticed this?
I haven't. This is the first I'm hearing of that, 25s and 20s.
Yeah.
I mean, I know around schools, the speed changes when
Yeah.
school's in session, but as far as posted from the city or the traffic engineer, it's 25 across the board unless it's a state-owned road.
Okay.
Oh, and I have to thank you for the speed bumps in front of on Beacon Street in front of the McAuliffe and the Robinson schools. It's definitely made a difference with slowing that whole traffic pattern down in that area. And oftentimes my son has to remind me of them too coming up.
And you know what? Thank you to Liz Altman and her team and the administration. She's been doing great work. I think a city our size has one traffic engineer, and the amount of improvements that woman is doing, it's incredible. I think we are very lucky to have her, and she's doing a great job. And there's more to come. I think she follows a process. She dots her I's and crosses her T's. Humphrey Street was not in consideration at the time initially, but it was pretty much a recommended best practice when she submitted and talked with DOT, because what would have happened, I was told, was they installed the speed bumps on Beacon, but then people would jump down the street and use Humphrey as the cut-through and be speeding through Humphrey to avoid the speed bumps on Beacon. So that's why. And I know some of the residents weren't really too thrilled with having the speed bumps on Humphrey. And I'd like to say thank you to those residents because they've been good sports about it. I mean, they understand, I guess, the process of it all, even though they may not like them. And so, again, with so many kids in the area, we need to find ways to outside of enforcement, to kind of enforce people on our own as well.
I was down at the Apple store. Oh, John, could you give us the screenshot down by the courthouse? I wanted to compliment the city on something.
The courthouse. Superior Courthouse?
Camera, you mean?
The camera, yeah. Down by the flags, looking down by the flags.
All right.
Yeah. Now, looking back down that street, there used to be just a terrible ripple in the pavement. I think it was John described it as the ski jump. And that has all been smoothed out and it's perfect. And that was all accomplished this summer. So I want to say thank you, because I commute up and down that street coming to the show, for instance, and if I'm going down to Burlington or Bedford or something like that, I come across that street, and it's nice and smooth now. So.
And you know what?
It took 3 years, but thank you.
No, and I was just going to say
The speed of government is miraculous.
See, and I think Mr. McDonough touched on something very important, and it goes back to what I was saying initially. I think a lot of these instances, as Mr. McDonough mentioned, that we're going to the council floor with, that's one of the areas I think we need a lot of improvement. I don't think, and I agree, we should not be having to put the small things like the crosswalk painting and the potholes and all of these kind of things, street sweeping. I think I have to say though, they are working towards some of this to start happening. I do notice a significant improvement in the work with the parks. I know they had some change over there with middle management or whatever, and I'm seeing a significant improvement with that. I think the ball fields are really shaping up. I think a lot of the routine maintenance I'm seeing in Centerville in my district, Eagle Park, Gage Park, McPherson's, is weed whacked, maintained, cleaned. We are struggling, I think, with the trash collection, but I do see we're still only running, I believe, one garbage truck for a city this size. So moving forward, I think there are some things we need to maybe capital plan and invest in, like a second trash truck and break down the city, but we're trying to get there.
Why don't we just put regular trash cans out and have the city trash haulers just dump them
Do you know
once a week?
You talking about the contracted in services?
You know the barrel you have in your backyard?
Yeah.
You put one of those out on every one of the commons in the city,
Yep.
and when the trash truck goes by, they empty it.
You know what kind of additional cost for a contract that would be,
Well, we're doing Lowell housing for free. I'm sure we can do
yeah,
this.
and that's something I don't agree with at all. Why would we? And you know,
I know what it's gonna cost, Corey, but let's do it.
spend the money.
What we're doing is not working, and it shouldn't get to the city council floor. Mr. Manager, can we empty the barrels in the parks? This is juvenile stuff.
I agree. I think that's routine stuff. And I'm really hoping the manager really puts his foot down on some of these small trivial issues, and it just starts providing them routinely.
Thank you, I'm glad you're doing that.
John, I sent you yesterday a map in PowerPoint
No, you didn't.
in your email.
Oh. Well, right now I'm trying to capture some videos. I know you want to get me busy off the microphone. I will go look for those in a minute. You can go back to asking Corey anything you want to ask him.
Okay, so I was down at the Apple store the other day getting my wife's iPad fixed, and the guy that was helping me did a good job, said that he lives in Drake, and he says going through Lowell adds 20 minutes to his commute. And I think a lot of that traffic goes through your district down Bridge Street.
Yes, we get a lot.
And I think that we could suck a lot of that traffic off from from Draken and from New Hampshire by building a limited access highway and a bridge over the Merrimack, just east of Lindsay's. And,
You have to call it the Tom Golden Bridge now.
Don't forget Methuen either, though, because Methewen's right there as well.
so, this is the map that I sent to John to put up. I call it the Marie Sweeney Bridge, because it's going by Marie Sweeney's neighborhood, and she's been a prominent, Democrat in the area for a long time.
Why aren't we looking to name it
John's
after the
school
gentleman
teacher.
there? The John McDonough Bridge right there.
She was John McDonough's school teacher
If
in,
we had the Rourke Bridge promised to us for 40 years.
How long do you
Now,
think
you
till
can
then?
have our state rep, the Cowardly Lion, we can have her promise that bridge, and it might be here in your lifetime.
it might.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be looking for this, John.
I am.
So my
Did
question
you send it
is,
to City Life at AOL, or where'd you send it?
yes, it's City Life AOL, I think.
So adding a bridge up by east of Lindsay's, you said,
Yeah.
in Draget?
What would it take to, from the city council to at least get a study of the effectiveness of this?
That's a good question, because first and foremost, that land is in Draget.
Yeah, but we want the state to do this, right?
So who's the state rep in that area for Draget?
Pauline Gary.
So that's who would be the one to initiate the study.
You don't think we can initiate this?
We can try to initiate with whatever we want. Let's get the Rourke done first.
Well, the work's in progress.
We've been hearing that for quite some time.
Yes, we have.
There's a lot of things in progress.
I'm sorry.
One
I
bulldozer
sent it
moved-
to the iCloud, your City Life iCloud.
It's almost like that little logo
Oh,
when
no,
you're
no,
trying to download
Cliff,
something.
I don't have that. If you send it to my iCloud, I have no idea. I've never been there.
Can you hold it up and zoom in on the chart that he was talking about, the bridge?
I just, Cliff, don't you have it clipped in a picture? Can you send it in a text?
Oh, there
I'm
you go.
sending it to your AOL account.
Can't you just send it in a text?
If you text it over, it will go right over if it's a PDF.
Well, it's not. I tried to save it as a PDF and it wouldn't.
You take a screenshot. And you send the screenshot.
Okay.
He's trying to make it complicated for you.
No, it's easy.
It's easy for you to say.
Shift Command 4, screenshot.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question while we have Councilor Robinson here also? The last meeting, we got pretty deep into talking about maintenance of effort and the school committee, and I was thinking that maybe a joint subcommittee could work together to look at that maintenance of effort. And John, I sent it to you on Facebook Messenger. I don't know if you want to pull it up and like kind of scroll down, because some of the charges off from the city was like meeting with this certain person and a charge rate. Like, I think it will be helpful for the city council to really look like.
See, the thing is with that maintenance of effort agreement, to be honest, is that's a negotiated agreement. So that's not really something the city council is gonna sit there and say, okay, let's negotiate this piece in or this piece out. That's something that pretty much the superintendent of schools and the city manager need to sit down and hash out, and then bring a draft forward to both of the committees. I skimmed through it, that's the first I had seen it, and at the end of the day, like I said at the meeting though, is ultimately the school department has to sign off on expenditures that the city's charging. If that's the contentious point and they feel like the agreement needs to be revisited, absolutely do so. And let the manager and the superintendent negotiate a new understanding. And then we can come back and review once they have at least a baseline to look at. But some of those things too, if you look at, there's no, the city, I see some of the charges that the city's allowed to charge off. Other charges aren't factored in either, the contributions. And so, to me, my opinion, that agreement is all over the place. I think it's outdated, and I definitely agree with you that it needs to be revisited by both sides.
Yeah, it needs to have some more checks and balances. And I don't know if, the city council can meet and discuss it, or the school committee, or if we should have a joint subcommittee in regards to it. But I guess I was looking to your advice for that as well.
Again, I would say that's something the superintendent and the city manager need to negotiate, because you're talking about their finance teams. I don't think either committee really has any bearing on the language of that agreement, because it's pretty much all operational in the charges that come with the operational components and the services provided. That's almost like the daily operation stuff that's
Well,
being
here's
provided.
something silly right here, the crossing guards.
Yep.
Why doesn't the school department pay for their own crossing guards? Why does it have to go through a third party?
Again, John, that's what I'm saying. This has all been negotiated at one point in time between the administrations. So I think that's what, this whole document is outdated, in my opinion.
Well, I can't find a date on it.
It's at the top, I believe. Oh, no, the signature.
Yeah.
On the signature page, it should be one of the, right there. See the signature page?
Yep.
Yeah, because Regina was on the committee. I want to say it went back to 07.
Yeah, that's the very outdated document right there.
A lot of
Right,
data, sorry
but,
if it's making
all right,
sense.
in order to change it, would the committee get involved, or that would just be in between the superintendent and the administration to sit down and figure that out, and then maybe bring it to the council and this committee?
Yeah, I think the proper course for that would be requesting the superintendent and the city manager sit down and begin carving out a new maintenance effort charge-off agreement.
It's coming up on 20 years old, 2027,
As you can see, that's long overdue.
2007.
Yeah, so that's definitely long overdue, and I think that's the proper process for the creation of a modernized maintenance effort.
Bernie Lynch did this.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. My motions have to be in by 10 today, so that will be on my list.
Because, I mean, even look at the signatures. It's, you get the school committee signing off on the final end of it, but, I mean, realistically, it's the city manager, the superintendent of schools, the finance directors, like, that's something administratively, I think, needs to be worked on.
Good point, Regina. Cliff, I have your map.
Okay,
Here comes the bridge.
Too many windows open, I just hope we don't crash.
well, I think YouTube has crashed.
YouTube's going.
It's a black square with a red square inside it. So, yeah, my plan, there's a little mark there where Lindsay's is, sort of a gray square, you're right there. And I'd say, run a limited access highway down to 495.
Where does it end on the
Are
other
we going
side?
to see you out this weekend with a construction hat and a shovel trying to start the project, Cliff?
No, first I want a study to look at
The feasibility.
if I'm right, that this will reduce traffic on Bridge Street. If it does that, it'll reduce traffic on the Cox Bridge, which will reduce traffic on 133. And it'll end up reducing traffic all the way out to the Rourke Bridge, because the traffic will all be funneled onto this Marie Sweeney Bridge. And because the drivers are pretty smart, they'll start easing a little further east to fill up the space that's been freed.
Have you driven down 110 recently, Cliff?
Not recently.
If you do, you would have to see the amazing job that they just did reconfiguring the 110 First Street Boulevard Bradley area into Centerville.
Ah,
not only did they put bike lanes and walking sidewalks along 110 on one side, they narrowed that turn and they took away the pretty much turn lane with any signage. So now you're leaving downtown, you're leaving Lowell on 110, heading towards Drake. You're going 45, 50 miles an hour with a car right behind you, and you have to try to make that narrow left-hand turn to
Yeah.
get up into the hill now. With no regard, it's gonna be a death trap down there. And
Well, I'll look at it tomorrow because it's Material Saturday and I want to drop something off, so I'll take a look at that.
take a look at that,
Corey,
please.
sliding back to Markley.
Yep.
The mills in Lowell all had chimneys that were 200 feet high. Markley has way too many generators over there, exhausting into the neighborhood. Why don't they have a 200-foot
Foot
chimney?
chimney?
People say, oh, it's state and federal. I'm sorry. The federal highway, 495, the speed limit's 65. What's the speed limit in Lowell? 25.
25.
We can have our own little regulations here. I suggest that you consider having a 200-foot chimney put at this Markley group. And 200 feet, and send all the noise up there, and send all the exhaust up there, and get it out of the neighborhood. And that's gonna take care of most of, the reason that we have 200-foot chimneys in the mills was because it stunk.
And it kept it out of the ground level or the level where
And Merrimack
the homes.
is, the valley.
Yep.
So we need to have a 200-foot chimney over at Markley, and I think that might alleviate a lot of the problems we have over there, because they're not gonna go away. I'm gonna read a bunch of text here, then going back to Cliff's. And since time is short, there'll be no more text today after this group. So the government can't even fix the roads, so good luck with fixing a bigger problem like housing. Elm Street was fixed before Fairmount. They have to make it mandatory treatment or they will not, mandatory treatment or they will not accept help. They need a solution. That madness that these individuals to get help is one Narcan and they have automatically go to a facility for treatment. I agree. Thank you for that comment. There are no sidewalks all the way up Willard to the Drake line. I'll set that one aside a little bit. I don't know what he's talking about there. A question for Mr. Robinson, what's going on with the high school? Good issue, we'll set that aside. Last text of the day, I do not agree with more funding for the unproductive members of society. The dividends are minuscule and they don't want it. I understand. So going back to these two local issues for Corey. Corey, what's going on with the high school? What's the latest and greatest on your end?
We haven't heard any recent updates. I know I've spoke to a couple people where there's some real concerns over there going on with
Okay.
the disruptions with the construction in certain areas. I know that obviously with them running behind schedule and overages already forecasted, I think we're just all holding on to our seats to get to completion on this, but
Why didn't anybody think about putting a sky bridge from the high school to the parking garage to get pedestrians off of Father Morissette Boulevard a little bit? I mean, I lived in a dinky little town in South Jersey, and we had one across the railroad tracks going to the school.
Merrimack, New Hampshire has one.
oh, I've seen them around, but I mean, if you look at it, why didn't anyone think of, we can't put the bleachers in the gym in this location, because if we do, it blocks the track. I mean, there's a lot of, how come people didn't think of with that project, and I don't understand how so many balls were dropped along the way on that project. So again, we're hanging on to that by the edge of our seats to get to completion on this project right now.
Okay, it's just, why are no sidewalks all the way up Willard to the Drake line? Can you speak to that issue? If you don't, you can't know everything.
Yeah, that I don't know. I mean, I do know where you're talking. I do know that there are no sidewalks in that area. I'm not sure how high pedestrian of an area that is, and if anyone's even no one's reached out to me on it. I don't know if anyone's reached out to the transportation engineer to kind of look at that. One of those properties right on that line, though, it's like one massive property that's almost like an old farm. And so I don't know. Is there a lot of pedestrian foot traffic out there? I'd be more than happy if someone reached out to me to request the transportation engineer take a look at that.
Cliff, complaint about the Maurice Booney Bridge. I don't think the people of Andover and Tewksbury want a bridge in their town, especially one that uses River Road. That's a high rent district to those two towns. That's from Bart. So,
Bart's got a point. So the swells in Tewksbury and Andover continue to keep us squeezed down here in Lowell. So I know it's not your district, but someone asked about a planned industrial corridor on Middlesex Street from about the library down to Old St. John's. Does this ring a bell with you?
Middlesex Street.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. The library's on Merrimack.
I must have meant Merrimack Street.
Merrimack down, planned industrial. No, that's not industrial. I mean, if you look at what's been going in there, there's residential going in from pretty up by
But
Excel Liquors.
no light industry or anything like that.
I think there's some small retail or commercial space available in the building across from Excel Liquors, but that's pretty much all residential with retail mixed. I haven't seen nothing light industrial or industrial over there that I'm aware of.
What's going to happen with the Smith Baker?
I don't know. I think right now they have a group together, and that group is working. I mean, I'd like to see what I haven't seen. It's not awarded yet. I did see there's an application for community preservation funds to help with some of that project that they're trying to do. So again, I mean, I want to be realistic about this project. I'd love to see it turned into something that they're proposing. I've seen the renderings and all of that. That's great. And can they get to the finish line on that? I'm rooting for them. I don't know. I'm not involved.
Corey,
with
time
that.
is short, so is there anything on your mind you want to make sure we tell the audience this morning?
No, I just think one of the things I hope this year people pay attention to is these races, any of the contended races, and get out there and vote.
Well, why are you saying that?
Because
There was no signage for the first vote, okay? We lost Corey Belanger over this. Nobody knew to vote.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody knew to vote. No, they didn't. What's wrong with having like a reverse 911? You know how I get a text every the day before barrel day, it's put my barrels out. Why can't we institute something like that in Lowell?
I think that's a good idea. I think I have asked the IT and manager, is there a way with the Lowell 311 app that people are signing up for to have correspondence coming back directly? Like as you just mentioned, a text blast to everybody, reminder, election day today or tomorrow or whatever that looks
Or
like.
the parking ban or whatever?
Yeah, to relay important information, I think that's good. But I also think people need to, I mean, come on, we can only hold people's hands so much when it comes to voting. If you want to vote, you're going to vote. And I hope people realize the importance of a local election.
Well, it's
And
once every 2 years, Corey. Come on.
but it's not to say that people don't know, because if you look at the numbers on a local compared to a state, compared to a national, it's significantly different. You get 30,000 people to come out in a national election, but you're lucky to get, what, 6,000 to come out in a local election?
Well, Channel 4, 5, 7, 11 is not bragging about
They're not
the city
pushing.
election.
Yeah,
We
it's a good point.
we have the technology. Just send it, and if it doesn't work, okay, we send
It's worth a
everybody a
shot.
text.
I agree, it's worth a shot. I think anything we can do to encourage it is desperately needed, and I think
Thank you.
that's something people need to do, though, is get out and vote this year. If issues like safe injection sites or any of these kind of things are something you don't agree with, or housing for unhoused, or whatever challenge you're concerned with, that's going to be controlled most likely on a local level, so you need to get out there and vote.
Yeah, that's important.
Absolutely,
Local level, we can get screwed 3 ways from Sunday.
absolutely, absolutely.
Corey, we're down to towards the bitter end. Would you like to give us a 3-minute elevator speech about why people should, do you have an opponent?
I currently do not have an opponent, and
He's got a free ride.
there's no
Why
such thing as
people
a free
should turn
ride.
out and vote for you,
Richly
And
deserved
at
after all the
large-
battles you had.
for you and the at-large candidates, because they do have a choice there.
I think people need to ask themselves realistically, even if they don't like people's personalities sometimes, so to say, are they doing the work? Are they receptive? Are they answering the calls when you call them? Are they addressing the challenges and issues that you're identifying? Are they advocating for quality improvement of life and amongst other issues that you bring forward? Or are they just sitting there and marching around to say, look at me, this is my title? I think that's really what should be the driver here. Is the person that's representing you, is the person that's asking you for your vote putting in the work? And if so, why would you go away from that? If you don't feel like they are putting in the work, then you might have to look at other options. You're not going to agree with somebody on 100% of the issues and their stances on the issues that face all of us in the city. But if overall, if the positives outweigh the negatives and they are receptive in doing the work, I mean, it's something to really consider. And if nothing else, please get out there and vote, but don't blind vote. Get out there, do your homework, understand what people are doing, get to know the person a little bit, have the conversations with them, and get out there and vote. That's all. That's all you can really do. Because for any of us, regardless elected, non-elected, how can you sit there and complain about what is or isn't happening in the city if you refuse to go out there and vote? I mean, and that's just the reality of it. There's no if, and, or buts around it. I think you have some great opportunities to make some selections on people that have shown that they've been working. And so do your homework, please, and go out there and support the people that have been working. Thank you.
Corey, thank you very much for coming in.
Appreciate
I
you.
appreciate it, and I appreciate you being willing to field a broad range of questions that I managed to dig up here.
I greatly
Corey,
appreciate
thank you for the
it.
coverage. Thanks for coming in. I know it's not easy. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a good weekend, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Okay.